this is what happened, because Taiwan facing a situation that Hong Kong and Ukraine facing. So we have an option, either follow the Hong Kong way of handling the situation or follow the Ukraine way of defending themselves. And those two options is not really an option.
I met Dr. Jung Tsai nearly 15 years ago, and in July, I happened to run into him when I was at the New York Taiwan Center for an event. That's when I learned that he was organizing a medical mission to Ukraine, and I asked if he'd talk with me about it for Talk in Taiwan. We spoke earlier this month before he left for Taiwan on the 15th. Dr. Tsai is a retired surgeon who's been in practice for nearly 50 years. His specialty is cancer and vascular surgery, and he has 15 years of experience going on medical missions with the North America Taiwanese Medical Association. But nothing could have prepared him for this undertaking, which has been full of ups and downs. Despite it all, Dr. Tsai has single-handedly made it happen. I have to say that after speaking with Dr. Tsai, I came away feeling a little more courageous, and it was a reminder of so many things, to focus on what really matters in life, and not to give up even when things seem insurmountable. Dr. Tsai and his team will be heading to Warsaw on August 29th and spending 10 days in Rivne, Ukraine. We'll be holding Dr. Tsai and your team in our thoughts during this life-saving, life-changing mission, and looking forward to your safe return. At the beginning of my interview with Dr. Tsai, he started off by getting straight to the point by explaining how and why he came up with the idea to organize a medical mission to Ukraine.
Because I went back to Taiwan a couple of months, I came to realize people in Taiwan, they don't want war, period. They were willing to pay anything, even surrender whatever they had, just don't want to have a war. So while I was there, I was thinking, maybe we can have a third option given to Taiwan people. So the third option may be the best for my thinking. That is to prevent the war from happening. And when I look at the war in Ukraine, that Russia can send their tank from every direction going to Ukraine. And that is a sovereignty country. Russia can invade them. The only way that aggressor can learn the lesson is to let them fail. So we're thinking if Ukraine, they have such a strong resist, if they can defeat Russia, that China may think twice before they even think about invade Taiwan. Particularly Taiwan has a Taiwan Strait. They cannot send the tank like Ukraine. They are side by side. So that's why the beginning of my concept. And then while I was having my birthday party, and a couple of my friends, I invited them, and during the dinner, that I expressed my thought. And in order to do that, we need a foundation to help us. Because all we can do as a doctor, we can do the medical mission. As a matter of fact, we have a 15 years medical mission by the North American Taiwanese Medical Association. We go to Central America, and those are 15 years accumulation of experience of medical mission. I think if we can help them, not only humanitarian, we can do whatever what we can to help them resist Russia or help them stand up by themselves. By so doing, we may be able to inspire or educate Taiwanese people, and then they may think twice of surrender. That's number one. Number two, once the Ukraine success defend themselves, then China will really think twice, think three times before they invade Taiwan. That is the purpose, and that's what my thinking. So I started to organize this Ukraine medical mission, and this is purely volunteer, meaning that everyone goes there had to pay their own due. In other words, they pay their own stamp, pay their airplane ticket, and we will take care of all the supply, ammunition, all the medicine, surgical supply, and taking care of the patient. And for the past month, I've been arranged in the various degree contact to the people in Ukraine. And at the beginning, I did contact with logistic department that is supporting the military. And they asked about to support them, the military equipment, that kind of thing. And that is beyond my reach because I'm a civilian. I'm not government. American government can give Ukraine $41 billion. I don't have a $1 billion. I cannot buy the military equipment. So I just stopped communicate with them, and they want to fly to United States to meet me. I say, I don't think I am like capable of taking care of your demand. So then we go to the second step to find out the medical association of Ukraine. And this president by the name Rudy, who was a president of the Presbyterian Medical Association in Ukraine. And he was very nice, he and his assistant. They speak good English. And all we have to do is give them the medicines supply and our personnel to go there to help them do the surgery and do the medicine to take care of the patient. So and that fit our goal, We can spend some money to buy some food, but we are not the military, that kind of thing, because that was beyond me.
Dr. Tsai also talked about how he had initially planned to bring a group of 25 on the medical mission to Ukraine, but then suddenly people started dropping out.
When I start announcing that we're going to make this Ukraine trip, a lot of people say, oh, I will join it, I will join it. We have 25 people. Originally, my goal was 25 people, okay? And then after 1 month, 2 months, they all quit. They say, oh, I cannot go because my family doesn't want me to go. I have all the name list sent to the Ukraine. Now they don't want to go. So finally, we only have 5 people. From 25 dropped to 5 people. I said, that's fine. So I have to revise my plan from 25 to 5. Originally, that the military department, they know that we have a dentist gonna go. We have about 4 dentists, and they're gonna bring their dentist chair, dentist equipment, really do the dental work.
Wow.
They're gonna bring their own generator because we have that. When you go to do the medical mission, we have a generator, we have a dental equipment. So when I arrange with them, they say, oh, we have so many military family. They need a dental care. So they arrange all the military, army, navy family.
Wow.
Are going to be seen by our dentists. Now suddenly they say they are not going. So.
Oh no.
So
you don't have any dentists now?
No, this time maybe next year because our plan is thinking about 3 years.
Oh my goodness! You think the war is going to continue that long?
Yeah, dentistry is one of our strong point, because a lot of people cannot see the dentist, or maybe it's so expensive or whatever reason. Even I remember I went to South America. I'm not dentist, but I helped them remove the teeth. Once you give anesthesia, I pull the teeth out for them.
When did you start planning this mission?
Oh, from the March.
Okay. And so it took you until how long to get everything set?
Yeah, just 3 days ago.
Really?
In fact, there's one doctor. She's a lady. She's my friend from Taiwan. And she said, oh, Dr. Tsai, I always listen to you. I'm going to go with you. I said, fine. So we have a female doctor. And then she said, oh, I cannot go. I said, why? You commit yourself. He said, I'm from Hong Kong. Then I heard that if I go with you, the Chinese government going to give me a hard time. I may not able to go back to Hong Kong. I say, this is for humanity. You are not the political oriented. We are not political oriented. I don't think China will make trouble because we just do the medical mission. But she's afraid, so she didn't make decision. And then yesterday, tell me, okay, she decided to go, but there's no ticket.
Oh,
Ticket also,
oh,
and only the business ticket. Only the business left. He
right.
said, Dr. Tsai is so expensive business. I
Yeah.
said, I don't know what else to say. I said, you don't want to decide a month ago, the last day you want to buy the ticket. Of course, it's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of things that you need to handle aside from just the logistics.
When I began, I didn't realize this job is so heavy. It's almost beyond me. Because I used to have an office. I have a Swiss secretary. Then, I can ask them to do this, to do that, But right now, I'm retired. I don't have all my office equipment all donate. And right now, I only have an iPad, computer, and iPhone. I had to do everything myself.
Oh my
Typing
goodness.
myself, do things. Before I used to talk to secretary, they will type it for me. Now I type it myself. It increased a lot of burden on me. And I don't have extra money to hire a person just to do this thing for me.
Oh, I see.
You just think about it. I didn't even know what I'm getting into.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You're already in the last stage, but I wish that you could have found some kind of intern or some student, somebody to help.
But I think I feel good. At least now we have 15 people, everybody committed. Totally, we have 15 people, 1-5. And that
Okay.
includes 13 of medical personnel and 2 of the reporters from Formosa television that they hear that I'm leading the group to go there. So the one in charge of TV documentary program, her name is Hu Wanmin. She called me 3-4 times, and then she signed a contract with me that she said, can she send the 2 TV crew to join me? At the beginning, I was thinking, we are Christian, we do the good thing. We just don't want people to, your right hand doesn't want to let your left hand know. But then they convinced me. They said, Dr. Tsai, if we go with you, we're gonna do a good job, and we're gonna show people Taiwan that you guys are Taiwanese American and doing this thing for us, prevent the war to happen in Taiwan, and that may encourage Taiwanese people or inspire them not that afraid of the war. I say, all right. So finally she convinced me. I said, okay, come with us. So we're gonna go with the 2 reporters.
Yeah. So I was thinking, you said that part of the reason, yeah, like you said, to inspire other people, they should be strong. Yeah, not want to just give in. If something like this happens, we have to have the result. Of course, nobody wants to go
Of
to
course.
war, but you don't want to just surrender either.
And I was thinking, if we try everything, and lately I found out people in Taiwan, more and more people want to help Ukraine. Some of the businessmen start to, put the money, buy the ambulance. I read one report from Zhanghua. There's a guy named Bai.
Mhm.
He refurbished all ambulance, about 50 of them. It was a big army. So they are transferred the sea to the Poland, and they were in turn sent to the Ukraine. So that's good news. People in Taiwan, they do sense that the urgency, that Ukraine cannot fall. Because the day Ukraine surround, that will be the day that China will send the troop to Taiwan, or even send a missile.
So you're in Taiwan, the people would just rather just surrender. They just think that it's Like if it happens and there's nothing we can do, we just have to give in if China attacks. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they do. They're afraid. I mean, young people and even your parents, they don't want your kid get killed.
Yeah.
That is understandable. To be get killed, we don't want to get killed. You know, I'm going to Ukraine, but my family tell me, "Daddy, don't go. You get killed." I say, "Well, I hope not." So for the group, I'm buying the insurance for them. So everyone at least, because I check with the State Department, and State Department tell me, Dr. Tai, my recommendation to you is not to go. Then I say, but we want to go. We want to help those people. I say, I understand, because I through the State Department, I know some senators they have a contact. He say, then if you really have to go, make sure you buy the insurance, and you make sure have some will, so in case you didn't come back. Well, you know, those are bureaucratic sort of recommendation. You know. I just say maybe it is important to we could buy the life insurance for everyone.
You've advised everybody the same thing that you were told to prepare your will.
Right. But
The worst
you
case
know,
scenario.
I think I do see a lot of people go there and back without problems. You know, like so many Americans go there and they all return peaceful. So I think we just pray to God we will be, because we are not going to the east of Ukraine. Like we have the gunshot and tank there. We are not. We are in the back. Finally, we have a day set on August 29. We will fly to Warsaw, and people from Los Angeles will fly directly to Warsaw, and from New York area, Newark Airport fly to Warsaw, and people from Taiwan also not fly to Warsaw. They had to through Amsterdam and then transfer to Warsaw. So we will meet together in Warsaw on August 30. And then people from Taiwan require visa. People from the Canada and America doesn't need it. So there are 6 people who need the visa. So I have to help them handle the visa issue. And Minister of the Health from Ukraine wrote me a letter that support our mission. So I think the visa issue is taken care of. You know, the difficult part actually is over. So that is our plan, and we're gonna stay there September 1st to September 10th. And then some of them will just fly back to the United States, some fly back to Taipei. And 5 of our team will go to Rivne, the Baltic state, because there is a Taiwanese communal meeting there in the Baltic state, Lithuania. And so they say, we come so far, maybe you should just go there to take a look at the 3 states. That 3 states historically has inspired Taiwan before. The Baltic state, couple of years ago, when Russia wanted to invade them, they hand on hand. There are 3 countries, whole hand on hand, and then surrounding their small country. And because of their action, the Taiwanese people was inspired by them. That's why I remember a couple of years ago when we are running and they have a hand on hand from North Taiwan to South Taiwan. That was because of these 3 Baltic states. They did first.
The hand-in-hand rally in Taiwan that Dr. Tsai mentioned was inspired by the Baltic Way, a peaceful political demonstration in 1989, during which approximately 2 million people joined hands to form a human chain across the 3 Baltic states of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, which at the time were occupied and annexed by the USSR. In fact, I was living in Taiwan and participated in the hand-in-hand rally in Taiwan in 2004. Nearly 2 million people around the island of Taiwan joined hands in peaceful protest against China's nearly 500 ballistic missiles aimed at Taiwan. There was even a song written for the rally. That was nearly 20 years ago, and the threat that Taiwan faces from China has only grown since. So what do you know about the place that you're going?
Oh, we're going to Rivne, Rivne, Rivne. That is the north of the Kyiv. I think it is safe because they have a nuclear reactor in that town. And United Nations specific say that you cannot bomb this town. This is,
Right, yeah.
but
That's gonna
the Putin a crazy guy, who knows? And besides, their missile was not that good. They always hit the wrong place. So I don't know. So we're gonna stay there 10 days,
okay.
and then medical doctor will go to the village to see, because Ukraine, as you know, they are Christian, they are Orthodox. So every Sunday they are very busy to go to church. That includes Putin. Putin also a Christian too. Anyway, so Sunday, so the medical doctor will go to the church in the village, and I understand that they will be able to see like 120 patients or 150 patients a day. So we're gonna have a medical doctor for 5 days there. 2 village, 2 on each, and then surgeon will do the operation in the operating room and the conference with the surgeon. Doctor always in the first line. When we see the patient, we should be able to know what is going on. In fact, I read some newspaper, a lot of people, refugees, they all gradually coming back, come home. They don't want to be like a refugee in other countries. They say family together is more important than the risk of being bombed or anything. Before the war, Ukraine actually is a developed country. They are very advanced. They get to make the best laser in the world. They have the best agriculture. Everything is so good. I mean, the big country compared to Taiwan is about like 20 times larger than Taiwan. And their medicine also, the Ukraine people, they are very good people, educated, well trained, well skillful. So if it's not for this war, now situation has changed. Now they are become more friendly with Taiwan than with China. I understand, people start to realize that all those communist they are back. So
Have you been to the Ukraine before?
no, never.
Do you know what the situation is in the village you're going to go visit? Like, how have they been impacted by the war?
Well, I think from what I read, that Zelensky want to encourage people to do their business as usual. Just as Churchill in World War II, they encourage the British people, go to your coffee shop, just don't be bothered by this. And in fact, I read a newspaper said at beginning they hear the siren or people run away. Now they hear the siren, they do their daily business. I think that in some way it is good.
Can you tell me, when you go on these overseas missions, what do you usually do? What is required? What do you expect when you go to Ukraine? How is that going to be similar or different from your other missions?
What's different from other medical mission is because the place we go near is in the stage of war. That's a difference. And before we go to Central America, like the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua, Haiti, they are not in the war. So basically, we just go there, do the medical mission, help the poor people, change their life. And some of the people never see a doctor because they are so poor. But this is different. They are not poor people, but they are poor in the sense because they've been invaded and their family been destroyed. So their healthcare system was disrupted. So we go there to give them a helping hand. And actually, we are not going to stay in the tank or stay in the camp. We're going to stay in the hotel and then go to the hospital, go to the village, and do the medical thing.
We also talked about the logistics involved in organizing the medical mission to Ukraine.
We discuss about medication, and we even we get a bed that had the Taiwan mark there. We make a bed so that every patient coming in, we give them a bag that will have some medication for the pain, for the cough, for the stomach aches, skin disease. Every family can carry the bag home. So in case some of the emergency, they can take care. And so we have prepared that. We have prepared a lot of things. Our work need to be organized. We will bring as much as we can. And originally, we were thinking to buy it from United States. But then I investigate those medication will amount to like $30,000. And then we had to carry through the airport and to pass the customer. It become a difficult issue. So this president of Presbyterian Association, he said, Dr. Tsai, we have a lot of black market medicine. We are cheaper here, a lot of supply here. So he said she can buy it for me. And when I arrived there, I just paid them. I said, that's fine. So we don't have to carry a lot of medication. I give him all the list of medication that we think we need. And he is on the process of purchasing this for us to use. And we just reimburse them. Also, we need a translator. We don't speak Russian. We don't speak Ukraine.
Right.
So, every translator, I had to pay them. I asked the people how much are they pay them, like $30 US dollar a day. I said, that's fair. So I have to bring some cash there. So when use those translator, because I'm sure the village people, they don't speak English. Yes, and we need translator.
There's a lot of things to think about.
Yeah, a lot of things. That's why I lost about 15 pounds for the last 3 months because our time zone is different from Ukraine time zone. So every once in a while, middle of the night, they call me this and that, But I'm glad that it's over. The preparation
The hard part is
is about to over. Yeah. Those doctors, they come, spend their times, buy their own ticket, I cannot ask them to donate anything anymore.
Yeah,
know.
yeah, of course.
So
Much.
I promise them I will pay the hotel, I will pay the meal, I will pay the transportation. I spend my time, all the month, that all my effort, all my time, actually accumulated 200 hours of my time. And this morning, there's a New York Times reporter interview me. We were in the coffee shop and we talked about 1 or 2 hours. He said he's gonna write in New York Times about my interview, and
Right.
she was so impressed about that we did this kind of thing, and I told her that in fact one of the surgeons from New Jersey, she know I'm going there, so she called me up and said, "Hey, Dr. Tsai, can I join you?" I
Wow.
say, why not? So the second day, she's the number one. Buy the airplane ticket. The moment he said he's going, he sent
Wow.
me the airplane ticket copy. He said, I will be there, what day, what day. And
Wow.
I was very appreciative that American that she want to go. Then
Oh, so
someone
this
told,
person was not Taiwanese. It was just a
she's not Taiwanese, she's
yeah.
American.
Hmm.
So from my perspective, she really lost a lot of, she's a very busy surgeon. And you go there 10 days, you know how much money he lost. But someone told me that made me feel better. He said, Dr. Tsai, you want to go to Ukraine. If he doesn't join you, it's almost impossible for him to go there alone by himself. And he cannot even find a hospital for him to work. So he should thank you. I said, no, we just thank you to each other. We help each other. So what he said made me feel better. And when I think back, that's really, if you are someone in the hospital, you think you want to go to Ukraine, do a medical mission by yourself. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, I can't even imagine like what it requires for you to plan this.
Well, they need our license, and the health department require our active license. We just don't go there to do the medicine.
Right.
They have to be qualified, and so I have to collect all the license, correct to their specialty. For and we have one dermatology. I think that was very good, and one colon rectal surgeon, and one vascular surgeon, and me also general surgeon and vascular surgeon. So I talked to the surgeon there. I said, "Are we gonna operate independent?" He said, "No, we're gonna operate together." I said, "That's good." So I have sent the list what we can do about 2 weeks ago to him. So he said he's gonna put the patient together. So we will be busy and something to do. And they also wanted to have a little bit lecture conference with them, exchange our experience. I said, that's fine. We have a lot of experience, I think we can handle it. That we already prepare, we spend a lot of time taking care of the medication, to do this, to do that. I went to Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Believe, to go to those countries, it's much easier because we have an ambassador there. We have a Taiwan embassy there. And now
Okay.
we go to the place, it's an uncharted territory that we
Yeah.
never been there.
Yeah.
我们要像邓小平啊，摸石头过河。
What does that mean?
邓小平, he said, you want to go across the river, you touch the rock one by one, and then walk over the river. So, in another thing, you plan, but the
Mhm.
things change quicker than what you plan. So we have to react, whatever, anything happen beyond our expectation.
Yeah.
So we are prepared to whatever it come, we're going to be okay.
Dr. Tsai also shared his thoughts on how people are getting fatigued about the war in Ukraine and wondering why the U.S. should keep helping Ukraine.
Some people even make a noise, say, why we have to spend so much money to help Ukraine? I say, those are short-sighted. Those people think the United States should stop helping Ukraine, but you have to think long-term. If today Ukraine fall, what's going to happen in Europe? Okay, Europe suddenly have this strong communist country, and the Poland going to eventually change, right? And then the three Baltic states will surround too. And there's no freedom in Europe anymore because they are dependent on the Russia oil. So the whole world will be a different world now. We shouldn't be so short-sighted. You know, all we are doing is to give them money. The money is cheap. And we give them the weapon. Weapon is also replaceable. But your arm, your leg, chopped off by the bomb, that is not replaceable. I know people are getting fatigued about it because the war is too long. But we have to win this war. This is the humanity disaster of this century that was created by Putin. That we had to. Well, I'm not a politician, but I think in some way everyone had to give them their helping hand to help this war-torn nation. You know, a lot of people are helping Ukraine. Japan is helping Ukraine now. Taiwan, of course, the European people, they've been helping them. But Americans are afraid if they help them too much, the Russia will start a nuclear war because of Putin and his president was on TV say, if we lose the war, we're going to use a nuclear weapon. About 3-4 days ago, he just announced in the TV, he said, we will never fall. If you defeat us, we have a nuclear weapon to get you. So American was afraid. They want to win the war, and yet they don't want to win the war, get a nuclear bomb.
Exactly.
But I think that's nonsense. Just like remember last year, Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan. And what the China said, they're going to shoot down her airplane. Remember that was in the news.
Yeah, it's such a difficult thing. We can't make our decisions based on fear, but maybe the message is that we need to think about what we can do in the moment.
So I think it's Taiwan should be part of the free world because we've been enjoying the freedom and democracy. You know, we've been helped by the free world. The war is getting so small. You have to help each other. The communists, it's no good because I see so many Chinese there. They vote by their feet. Everyone complain about America. We are not a perfect country. You know, a lot of things goes wrong too. You live here, you know that. But I don't see that many Americans move to China or move to Russia. And there are more Russian Chinese move here. Then you know, those are human nature. I never been in China. Even I saved a lot of Chinese. I saved the Chuntian, that is the number 3 people in the rank. Zheng Xiaoping, Li Peng, you know those guys. Then he is the 3rd one, Li Chuntian. I saved his life too. Remember Tiananmen?
Yes.
Tiananmen, 1989, June 4. They killed a lot of students.
Yeah.
So the China business is about to collapse. The entire world hotel is empty from the June to October. There's no business, no tourists, nothing. So the Chinese Communist Party had this guy organize 20 people come to the United States to lobby, try to convince the United States that China is not a bad people. We didn't kill any student. You know, but they want to lobby. They want to ask the American go back.
Right.
This guy, the leader by the name Lee, when he was about to take an airplane, he had a fever. I wrote a story in my memoir. I published last year. I published my memoir about my practice on my thing. I wrote a story, and those Chinese guys, they're all crazy. They think this is my responsibility to save the country. I cannot say, oh, I got fever, I don't want to go. So here he come, right?
You mean he
22
came
hours.
from China to the US even though he had the
Yeah,
fever?
22 hours. He got fever, cheer, take medication, doesn't work. The moment he arrived in the Newark airport, ambulance, airplane, send the ambulance. He was unconscious,
Oh my goodness.
had fever. So he was sent to the emergency room. They asked me
Yeah.
to come to take care of him. That was in 1989. How many years ago?
Right.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
And his gallbladder is gangrene,
Oh my
dead.
Oh my.
So that night I did the emergency surgery.
Yeah.
Saved his life.
Yeah.
And the rest of his team went on to Washington, D.C. And he's the one staying in the hospital with 2 security guards protect him. I remember at that time they carried a walkie-talkie, that's a big box.
Yeah.
So 7 days later, he's recovered. And those people come back, want to take him back. So I remember he invited me, Tsai Daiwu, you saved my life. I want you to come to China. I will treat you with a red carpet from the airport. He will welcome me with a red carpet to welcome me. And he will give me the 钓鱼台, near the hotel for VIP people. He said, I will have a room there reserved for you. You will be the VIP. I said, I'm not going to China. I'm not going to the country, kill their young children. He said, oh, he ran away. He heard what I said. He tell those security guard, he said, oh, get out his room. He closed the door. He pulled me to his bed. He said, Dr. Tsai, I remember vividly. He said, Dr. Tsai, you don't know if China today don't have a Li Peng. Li Peng is the guy sent the tank inside Peking to kill the student. He said if Li Peng didn't order the tank, the China will be like Russia, 10 countries. I say, so be it. I mean, the children's life is valueless. You cannot kill kids like that. But China, yeah, 10 countries, so be it. He said, no, China cannot be a 10 country. China had to be strong. We can be a China. Blah, blah. Give me that kind of BS. But anyway, I never go to China. I said, I'm not going. So he went back. He sent me a couple later, invite me. I just ignore. I'm sure he's dead now, But I saved it out of Chinese big guy because my practice near the airport. We as a doctor, we have to save lives. This is the doctor's job, save lives. Even the criminal, we have to save their life. So I think we're gonna have a very rewarding mission, and you never know. You open your door, you see some people. In fact, there is one girl about 23 years old. She just like me. She told me her father is a colonel, and right now is in Russia's prison because the war is around, or the Russia catch the army. Her father was an army personnel and was arrested and put in the jail by the Russian. And she's 22, 23 years old, become an activist. So she lives in Kyiv, the capital. And she sent me a letter, so thank you for you guys come here to help us. And she want to meet us, to know us better, to say thank you to us.
How does she hear of it?
So I told her this is the hotel we stay. Come, maybe we can have a one night together, talk about your story. And I told the television crew, they are so excited. They said, oh, at least we can interview some victim, And our conductor even say, do you mind that one day for TV reporter, if you are not busy, we bring you to the Chernobyl? I say, yeah, I want to go to Chernobyl. I always think about Chernobyl. Remember the nuclear disaster about 20 years ago? Now it's safe to go there, but I always dreamed of to go to that town. So I may get a chance to visit there because the place we have lived Chernobyl about 35 miles. It's not too far. So if I come back, I have a picture, I show it to you.
Dr. Tsai left for Taiwan on August 15th and will be leaving for Ukraine from there on August 29th.
Just day before our depart from Taipei, we're going to be in Legislature Yan. We're going to have a reporter. I already talked to the Yoshi Kun Yanzang. He is my friend. So he set up at 10 a.m. We're going to have a gathering. Everybody will wear the jacket. I just made it. I just paid for 15 of the good with the Taiwan jacket and we are banner. And so we're going to announce tomorrow we are leaving, go to Ukraine. So a lot of reporters will come to ask a question. So that's August 28th. When I come back, I may be able to talk to you and have something beyond my imagination. You know, something happen that'll be interesting. This is the place we never been there.
Yeah.
And all our team are so excited. Everybody are looking forward. And we want to get the optimal, our energy as much as possible, you know, and come home peaceful. That's why we really pray for everyone. Well, you know, it's been nice talking to you. I'm glad I meet you there in the Taiwan Center the other day.
Yeah, I think there was a reason why we met, right? Thank you so much for sharing all of your story. Okay, take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've been speaking to Dr. Jung Tsai about his 10-day medical mission to Ukraine. We look forward to following up with Dr. Tsai upon his return.